Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to Connected Hearts Visual Novel. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Wait, what? I can't. Are you kidding me? Why can't I? I mean, I've bitten this, so. Alright. I don't understand why I can't skip. Why the option is not available. Wait. Oh, now I can do. Wait! That's why I couldn't skip. It was different. Alright, whatever. So there was a slight difference. Run today, run for your life. I could just more or less do a little bit of talking about the game, right? So it is interesting, definitely. The words of the Dreamland, basically. Some interesting characters, and well, basically stories about them. No, Mary, what are you doing here? I said when I find her hiding behind a tree, far from everyone else. I doubt she's playing hide and seek. It doesn't look like that. She then answers, avoids looking into my eyes while she hugs her sheep plushie. I sigh, feeling uneasy, and then sit at her side without saying a single word. Mary remains immobile. She ignores me, but doesn't do it to make me angry, that I know. Did someone do something bad to you? She takes a couple of seconds before nodding. Do you want to tell me who was it? Mary shakes her head in denial. Then I sigh and gently pat her head in silence. Why are you so mean? Her question surprised me. I don't know what to say. I think about it for a time. Too long in silence, holding down before setting my eye back to her face. I know, I would like to say that inside their hearts, they are good people, but that would be a lie. There are some people who simply aren't good. They laughed at me. Oh. Right now I think that letter we found near the end would be filled up with the name of Mary. Don't worry, if the witch saw them, I'm sure she'll give them a good scolding later. I said, trying to cheer her up, but she doesn't react. Mary stays silent, avoiding looking into my eyes. Gary, could you stay with me? I don't want to be alone. Of course, I'll tell you for as long as you need, until you feel better. She's such a good girl. Alright, dream one. I think. Yeah, it's the same stuff. So I skipped a bit of the very beginning, which is very bad. But yes, I can live with it. Would you rather stay in that place? I made a question with a firm voice and a sharp look in my eyes. I think that's not the choice I made previously. I guess it could be even rude, but sometimes we need to be hard. Sometimes a kick in the butt can make us move more than gentle words. Eh? Rayer looks away with a face full of disgust. He wants to say something but doubts. Even if he hates it, he knows there is truth in my words. I won't lie, I'm scared, but sitting and waiting for hours and doing nothing, don't you feel this pathetic? I said, trying to sound as friendly as possible. That really didn't sound friendly. Royer avoids looking at me as he quietly thinks, however, soon his face relaxes, which makes me think he was thinking seriously about it. For sure, he must not like the idea either. I know. Let's go! Don't. Oh. Gary? I heard a familiar voice call my name from behind. Instantly, I turned around. I heard you finally met your parents? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to leave this place in a few days. I smirked, faking good mood. Truth is, I'm still not sure about how I should feel. Are you too happy? The way he looks at me makes me think he's sad. Meanwhile, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Think so, I must be. I see him blink while looking at me with curiosity. Then lowers his side, looking at the ground. I would like that a lot, but I know this is not going to happen. He bows and sighs depressed. I'm not like you, I'm not talented or cute, I have nothing special. Don't say that, and it's not like I'm very special. I'm just me. I smile, feeling dumb after saying that. It's just that I don't like to see him like that. I feel like I'm sinking without any hope of stopping it. Don't be so depressive, man. You are younger than me. I'm sure you will get abducted too. It's just a matter of time. I hope so. After saying that, Royer sighs, always with his eyes down. Just play with me. Just play with the others, and when you least expect it, it will happen. That's how it was for me. I said, talking with honesty. He then forces a smile. Yeah, I'll do that. Memories of Royer. Here we can probably jump further ahead. With curiosity, I read what it says. I'm thankful for your help replacing me next week, Peter. The kids can be difficult when it is time to eat. If you had children, you would understand, so I'll give you some recommendations. Mary likes all types of food, so don't worry about it. The only problem is that sometimes she is too shy and prefers to eat when there is nobody else around. Let her eat alone if she asks you. She is well behaved and even washes her dishes. Royer likes salty food. You will realize he doesn't like something whenever he asks for a very small portion, and the opposite is valid too. When he likes something, he eats double. It's okay to give him a lot more, but be careful. He has no self-control. More than once he got sick from eating too much. Henry, well, he's the most special of all. He likes sweet food and meat, and hates vegetables like any other kid. But the problem is that he has two bad habits. First, he tries to steal food from the kitchen when there is something he likes, and second, he prefers not to eat when it is something he doesn't like. He has even got sick from that. If you see he isn't eating, don't force him because he just hides the food. Just let him do it, and next day make something he likes so he doesn't get sick. Ellen plays... Who? Ellen plays a lot with her food, but other than that, she is well behaved. Nick has the bad habit of eating with her mouth full and sometimes exchanges portion of food with his friends. Wait, what? Her, him? This doesn't make any sense. If it's him doing that, scold him. Oh, he also loves pancakes, by the way. Misa loves bringing her toys to the table. Let her do it. If you scold her, she might start to cry. That girl is very delicate. Gary is well behaved, but sometimes leaves leftovers. If that happens, just spoon feed him until he finishes eating. Also, remember to tell him to wash his hands. He loves painting, and because of that, his hands are always dirty. And finally, Allison. She's the daughter of the director of Hearts, but treat her like any other kid. The director sometimes will ask you to make food for him. Don't be afraid if that happens. He's a good person, just a bit introverted. Anyway, those are the recommendations. Once again, thank you very much for placing me at the Isla Smith, the Witch of the Hearts Orphanage. The message ends there, however, curiosity was just starting. Some words are crossed, but the weirdest part is that someone replaced the name of at the end for witch. It doesn't seem she was really a witch, at least I don't think so. Also recognize two of the names. Those are from the children I met in the weird dreams. Doesn't mean behind the third door there's someone else from that note? No, I was mistaken. There is also a third name. I recognize it should be the most obvious of all. My own name. Gary. I said to the empty air, absolutely confused. Then I snorted reading it again. It sounds just like me, but I don't remember ever being in an orphanage. And so the amnesia is about you. I don't have many memories of when I was a kid, but I know I lived with my parents. Guess it is just a coincidence. You never know that. Or maybe Alice is trying to confuse me. I can accept as true. What happens in this place? I don't even know where I am or how to go back. It could easily be Alice toying with my mind. Who knows? Who knows? Definitely not me. Alright, let's go. Henry? Henry turns around suddenly as soon as he hears me. Huh? You scared me! For a moment. I thought you was the witch! What are you doing up at this hour? Why aren't you in bed? I could ask you the same! Henry said with a playful smile. Me? I was just going to the bathroom. I thought you had some kind of plan in mind. No, nothing like that. I said at the same time I shake my head in denial. Then I blink with curiosity. Are you plotting something? Yeah, well, no. He instantly becomes shy. Doesn't sound too sure of what he's saying. Actually, I just couldn't sleep. What's going on? What's on your mind? Soon after saying that, Henry looks down, pensive. Actually, I think he's avoiding my eyes. He takes a while before responding. You know, I wish things were different. What do you mean? You don't like how things are now? No, I didn't mean that. I would like it more if I were different. Henry then lets out a long sigh. There's something I would like to have, but I feel like I lost it. Somehow I feel it doesn't mean adopting. You know, Gary, if I could, I would change a lot of things. Sometimes I think life is just too unfair. When he says that, he looks at me with sadness. Something very unusual on him. It is unfair, but also is the only we have. Yeah, and that's might sound very unfair. We both laugh after that. It was so silly, but at the same time, honest. I know, I feel like I'm too tired to think about that, man. I yawned after saying that, not even bothering to cover my mouth. Sorry, man. I'll do my business and then go back to bed. Okay, no problem. Thank you for talking with me about this. I feel like we haven't really talked about anything significant. I feel I know the answer, but something inside my mind is blocking it. Oh, that's a bad letter, right? It's hard to say, however, the sensation goes beyond that pleasant. I close my eyes. With curiosity, I noticed that under the pages with the profiles of the children there is other group of papers. St. Peter City, soon. I read quietly. It was advising for the construction of a new residential zone. Curiously, the date of inauguration is in the past, more than 7 years back, so by now it should be over. I get lost in my thoughts as I look at the advertising. I don't understand what it is doing here. Anyway, it is not of my interest. Wasting no more time, I stand up and go somewhere. To the director's office, for example. Oh. In the desk there are 2 papers right next to a pen and a bottle of ink. Well, did I read the first one? Butane gas is an organic compound, commonly used at home. Since it is a colorless and odorless gas, on its elaboration odorants, generally a paracetamol, are added to give it a noticeable bad smell. That allows it to be detected in case of a leak, since it is highly volatile and can cause an explosion. Alright, it appears to be from a science book, however it is written in a style different from a normal book, Gothic or ancient, as if someone had copied it by hand. I think in science, why would this be here? It is not precisely what someone would read to pass the time. I would without an answer. Soon my attention sets on the other paper. Unlike the first, this one is written very elegantly. My last royal decree is this. If we are to lose everything at the hands of the enemy, it is better destroy it. Leave them nothing. I'm being confused after reading it. I don't understand what it means. I can imagine who those enemies it talks about are. However, reading it made me nervous. I feel nosy from the anxiety. I swallow saliva, find the flavor bitter, then take a deep breath and decide it's better not to think about that. Let's move on. Library. Are reading the book again? You must have done so like 300 times, man. I said when I find Royer in the library. I'm not angry for that, just surprised. It would be very boring for me to read the same book so many times. He turns to me and looks into my eyes with a shy smile on his face. Yeah, I like it very much. It makes me feel better each time I read it. Is it really that good? I ask, confused at the same time. I get closer to him. It has a good message. Even if it seems like there is no hope, you can always have a happy ending. The way he talks and looks at me tells me a lot about how valuable it is for him. It fills his heart. I can't help but smile as I think of that. I understand. Actually, it is very nice. It is. It's my favorite story of all. I laugh kindly after hearing that. But of course, I don't think you could read it so often otherwise. When he hears me, Royer covers the lower half of his face with the book, blushing embarrassed. I said it is something good. It is good to know you like it so much. I mean, that talks about the kind of person you are. And what kind of person I am? Don't ask me something so hard all suddenly. After saying that, I laughed, embarrassed, and then changed the subject. Maybe changing the subject wasn't a good idea. Oh, girl, I didn't see you before, said a familiar voice. Ray looks at me with a kind expression on his face, while I, incredulous, rub my eyes for a couple of seconds. I just want to make sure it wasn't a dream. Raya, what are you doing here? I ask, perplexed, my hands shake from confusion. I don't dislike his company, but I do find it very unexpected. It's been a long time since I read any of those books, he said before turning his sight on the library. The library is in complete calm. The sunlight enters through the windows, illuminating the dusty place. It seems to be abandoned for a very long time. I walk in, watching the drastic changes it had suffered. Unlike the children's library of the orphanage, the library is much bigger here, with bookshelves so high that to reach the books at the top you need a stair. Not only there are books, more books than before, also the maturity of them had changed. I get closer to Royer and see books for adults, too thick and complex for kids to read. Reading has always been your favorite pastime, more than anyone else in our group. I said without thinking, just remembering. I see him stand on the tip of his toes while he looks for a particular book. Almost funny and adorable. When you read, you are transported to other place. You can be in our place. Even if it's just for a moment. Royer answered without looking in my face. I make a twisted smile after hearing it. There is nothing wrong with what he says, but coming from him it tastes a bit bitter. Do you would like to be another person, Royer? I finally ask, without any delicacy. He stops his effort for a second and turns to me, putting confused look in my eyes before turning aside to the bookshelf. I have always felt hopeless. You already knew that, right, Gary? Yeah, I said at the same time I nod. Royer then lets out a long sigh and then once again turns to face me. I envy the strength of the characters from the books, their bravery, capacity to find a happy ending. Royer extends his hand trying to reach a book. He can barely touch it with the tip of his fingers. He jumps to closer but can't reach it. Without saying a word, I extend my hand naked from him, handing it over soon later. With a gentle look, he accepts it. Thank you, Royer said as he hugs his favorite book of all, The Ugly Duckling. He then blinks and suddenly gives me a sweet smile. That I wasn't prepared for that. My heart instantly fills with a warm and kind sensation. Where is this going? I always desired to be like the character of this book. To find out when I least expected that there was something beautiful waiting for me. Royer sighs, letting all the anxiety inside his heart to go with his breath. He looks away pensive for a second before looking back to my eyes. But I think it wasn't needed. Looking back, there was always something beautiful around me. I thought that our friendship was fragile, but that it wouldn't last more than a few years, and that as soon as we parted way, we would forget about each other. Royer then puts a hand on my shoulder. With the gesture, he tells me he wants to hug me, but is embarrassed. Even then, I can feel the warmth of his presence smile. Those are words said with an unspeakable love. Thank you very much for leaving me, Gary. I'm really happy you did. I couldn't ask for anything more than that. I don't feel anymore like drifting away to an uncertain future. Now I feel powerful enough to keep on going. I hold my breath as I admire him, with a peaceful smile on my face and eyes shining with love. I simply have no words. Anything I say would just ruin the moment. I'll go on, but you still have something to do. Don't leave before finishing it, said Royer, surprising me. I simply nod, my lips weakly move to pronounce a single word. Yeah, I know who he is talking about without hearing her name. I still have to see Alice. I got so much to talk with her. Royer looks satisfied with my answer. Slowly his image grows weaker until it disappears before my eyes, as if he was a leaf pushed away by the wind. In a second, he ceased to exist. What remains, however, is the warmness in my chest. I put one hand on my heart, feeling it. Then, without resting it, my lips move. There is no way I could have forgotten about you. I just needed a push. Or, as you might describe it, a kick in the ass. Alright, dining room and kitchen it is. I'm not thirsty, however, for some strange reason I don't stop looking at it. I see my weak reflex on the wine as if it was a mysterious image. What do I hope to find there? I don't know, but there is something special about it. Today I'll be the leader, Henry announced full of pride, while everyone else looked at him deeply. You're wrong, today is my turn. Huh, no, I'm sure this is my turn. I can't believe what he says. Henry always wants to lead. You always say that, man. Henry, you have to let others be the leader too. We can't do always what you want. Huh, hey, nobody has a problem with that. I'm the best leader and I like the best games. I let out a long sigh when I hear him say that. It is good that he has confidence in himself, but this is too much. Don't be selfish. Let me be the leader today and you can be it tomorrow. Don't call me selfish! The way he answered and looks at me makes it more than clear he is angry. And he's not the only one. I was running out of patience. However, before that, something happens. Stop that! If you can't agree on this, then I'll be the leader. But... No buts. Sometimes you fight so much it feels like you are married. It's nothing like that. My answer is instantaneous. My heart becomes heavy from the shame when I hear her say that, while my face gets redder than an apple. You got it all wrong. We're just discussing about who will be the leader today. Then suddenly she starts laughing. Ho 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 ho, see? You finally agree about something. I and Henry look at each other's face, is confused after hearing that. And then suddenly we start laughing too. It was so ridiculous and embarrassing. How could we not? I take a hand to my head and rub my forehead after coming back to my senses. What was that? I murmured confused, but that's a question that needs no answer. I know very well what I have seen and who were there. Then suddenly I realized something. I am not alone. At the other side of the table, next to the other gold cup, there was someone sitting. My eyes instantly set on that person. It is a child. At first I can't recognize it since he is hiding his face with his hands, with his elbows on the table. However, after looking carefully I realized who that was. Henry? I asked surprised before walking slowly towards him. What are you doing here? I said once I was at his side, however he doesn't respond. I'm being confused, looking at him in silence. For a second I even doubted if it wasn't an illusion, but it is no mistake, he is there, right in front of my eyes. Henry. I call his name again, louder, but the result is the same. He doesn't move, nor says a word. I think in touching his shoulder to call his attention, but before doing it, I changed my mind. I started to feel afraid. I swallowed saliva looking at him for a few seconds more before deciding it was better to ignore him. Then I set my eyes on the door to the kitchen. I moved closer to it and carefully tried to open it. It's closed. I murmured after realizing it wasn't going to move. I sighed, discouraged, feeling confused. I'm sorry. Then suddenly I turned back when I hear Henry speak. Henry, did you say something? I asked at the same time I got closer. Once again, the only sound that comes from him is silence. However, I was sure he said something. I stared at him for long seconds and then realized something else. I can't see his face, but I hear him sobbing, almost imperceptible, holding himself, but he's there. Henry, are you crying? No, I'm not. Or something like that. My voice is full of honest worry. This time I don't doubt on putting a hand on his shoulder. I want him to know I was there. It's cold, but without a doubt it doesn't feel like a ghost. I'm sorry, he repeated with shaky voice. I can't understand a thing. I don't know why he apologized, but I can't stand to see him like this. What's wrong, Henry? What did you do? He takes a long time to answer, but I don't trust him. I simply wait patiently for what he has to say. I did something terrible. His words surprise me. However, hearing him sob makes my heart heavy. It is really unbearable. What was it? What happened? It's something terrible, sorry, it's all my fault. He doesn't have the bravery to confess his crime. However, it is more than clear that guilt tortures him and me too. I look down, trying to even imagine what it could be. What could be so horrible to make him cry like that? As I think the sound of his sobbing reached my ears. I don't know, after long seconds, I simply shake my head, incapable of coming with an answer. Can't believe you. I can't believe you're a kid. Nothing you could have done would be so bad it has no way to fix it. I finally speak, saying each word with the purest honesty. You don't understand. What I did is unforgivable. Henry trembles after saying those words. For me, they felt like ice needles stabbing my heart. I hold my breath for a moment, unable to believe it. However, soon my blood boils. I can accept it. It is impossible for me to do it. I don't know what are you talking about, but I keep my word. Even if it is Unforgivable. I'm sure you are wrong. I'm your friend, and I know better than anyone that you would never do something so bad. Henry stops for many long seconds. I meanwhile simply pat his back. I don't know what else to say. The only thing I want is for him to know that I'm at his side. The best is for him to let it out of his heart. Once he does, he will feel better. Thank you, Gary. You are welcome, I think. I hear him say, sounding better now. It's nothing really. I feel with relief, in my heart. Do you really think I have you forgiven? He asked me that question with his face still covered. At no time it seems he will show me his face, but that doesn't bother me. It is okay if he doesn't want me to see him cry. Yeah, with time everything will be fine. There is no wound that can't get closed. Also, if they're really your friends, they will find a way to forgive yourself. Wait, what? I exhale while remembering all the time I have cried like him. It is normal to feel like we have failed to ourselves and others during our life probably, but we can always move on. I have also done many things I regret, so you can trust me, everything will be alright. I finally added, trying to cheer him up with my honest words. Thank you! Henry answered and goes quiet for a moment. I hear his breathing calm down. He doesn't sob anymore. It is a relief to know that. I'm happy to see him better, but now the problem is I don't know what else to say. I can't just leave him alone, but it seems he won't move from there and I need to continue exploring. Gary, you still go back home? Huh? I was lost in my thoughts and suddenly I hear Henry speak. What he says leaves me pale with astonishment. I can only look back at him not knowing what to say. You still have something to do, remember? Someone is waiting for you. Do you mean Alice? I said before taking a deep breath. My heart. I feel it jump when I pronounce that name. It doesn't sound so strange as it did in the beginning, all the opposite. Yeah, she's waiting for you. Has been waiting for a very long time. After saying that, Henry finally shows his face. Still dirty after crying, but he's smiling. That image shakes my very core. Gary, you're a great friend. You have a kind heart. All I want to do was to escape from what I had done. Look the other way, live in the other world. But not anymore. Now I just want to thank you. I know we'll be able to find Alice. I feel something warm up in my chest as I hear him speak. Why do I suddenly feel like I'm the one who is going to cry? I can't remember it, but I know that we have known each other for a very long time. Yeah, we're going to find her. I have already taken too long to fulfill my promise. Yeah, that's how we should talk. Henry answered for flowing with energy. He then gives me a friend pat on the shoulder. I'll go ahead, don't make her wait any longer or she will get mad at you. I think it's already too late for that. I answered with a smile just before seeing him disappear in the air. He vanished like if he was a ghost. Now right next to me there only was an empty seat. I look at it in silence for some minutes until my legs start moving towards the door. I have to keep moving. We have to keep moving. Where should I go? Second floor, please. Thank you very much. Exit, please. Thank you very much. Backyard! My heart beats, excited, expectative of what I would find there. I hear the sound of rain around me. It is very dumb to go out to get wet, but I forgot something outside. The toy Henry lent me. If I don't take care of it, he will get mad at me. I said at the same time I ran to the playground. Good, here it is, said my lips at the same time I pick it up. When it started to rain, we all ran for cover and I forgot it in the sandbox. I sigh in relief and then think about going back. That is when I realize something. I'm not alone. There is another person outside, sitting under a tree to hide from the rain. That is dangerous. I feel confused. I don't doubt in going towards her. Mary, what are you doing outside? asked at the same time I stared at her.
Huh?
She exclaimed confused, since I had scared her. Mary looks away red embarrassed, and soon later looks into my eyes.
It's nothing. You should be with the others.
Her voice lacked strength. Seems she was forcing herself to say that. I could tell you the same, but I pause and look at the way back. The rain is really intense, and going back means without doubt getting soaking wet. I think it is better to wait for the rain to pass, I said, turning my face back to her eyes. Then I blink while looking at her deeply. She looks at me with curiosity. She doesn't look mad. Without explanation, she seems to enjoy this place. Mary, why are you here?
I just wanted to be alone,
she answered with a calm voice. Even then, I don't like those words. Suddenly, many ideas crossed my mind. Why? Something happened? Did someone make you cry? I said worried but also angry. Whoever it was, I'll give him a taste of his own medicine.
What? No, it's nothing like that.
Mary was quick to answer, making my anger go away in the blink of an eye. I again see into her eyes, with confusion in mind.
It's just I wanted to be alone.
She pauses and takes a deep breath.
Sometimes I feel my chest hurt when I'm surrounded by people. Even if no one has been bad with me, I just want a moment of solitude to rest.
I understand that. I look down pensive. I take a deep breath, going quiet for many seconds. I don't understand it very well, but Mary has always been like that, really shy. That is okay, I said before sitting at her side. Mary looks surprised but doesn't run away, nor looks displeased by my decision. If you don't mind, could I make you company? I give her a friendly smile for saying that, an honest one. Mary responds with her own sweet smile.
Yes, of course, Gary.
Suddenly I feel something warm in my heart. A big sensation of satisfaction fills my chest. What I saw was a memory of long ago. I close my eyes and sigh, letting my emotions settle down. When I open them again, I find something that I thought impossible. Before my eyes, sitting in a swing, is Mary hugging her sheep plushie. I feel a chill from the surprise. Mary? I called for her. At the same time, I walked, getting closer.
Ah!
Exclaimed Mary surprised before falling from the swing on her back. Mary, are you alright? I heard her sigh, and before I get there, she's already standing.
Yeah, it's nothing,
she answered shyly. After folding her plushie got alertly, but I doubt she minds. Now that I think about it, I can imagine Mary without it. It is almost as if she were missing an arm or leg. It is always making her company. Do you like the plushie that much? I friendly asked. At the same time, I pet her head. She hugs it tightly, looks down for a second before returning her sight to my eyes.
Yeah, it is my most valuable treasure.
She unexpectedly smiles.
It was you who gave it to me, don't you remember?
Yeah, I do. Between how adorable her smile was and how shocking it was to hear that, I'm sure I must have an extremely dumb face. My heart jumps while I hold my breath. Gave it to you? I ask incredulous, without ever looking away from her sweet smile.
Yeah, you and the others. It was a gift all of you bought for my birthday.
She paused and tilted her head, showing the most pure happiness and gratitude. My heart melts before that sight. I can't describe it in any other way. Just by looking at her, I could tell she speaks the truth. It is a priceless treasure.
For me, it is more than a companion or a toy. Sheep is the proof that there are good people, and that I have friends.
After saying that, Mary looks down and sighs.
It's just that I forgot it for a moment. But Gary taught me I have to be strong. That's why I'm no longer afraid to move on.
Hearing her say that was simply beautiful. It was nostalgic, but at the same time it filled me with a big gratitude and satisfaction, as if I had been waiting for those words for years.
By the way, Gary, do you remember this place?
I was lost my thoughts when Mary asks a question. I blink confused and then look around. I can't say I remember much. I do. Just a little. Here's where we used to play the 5 together. I saw with a friendly smile. Okay, that's not where I remember this place from. I try to remember, but my memory is blurry. Then strangely I see Mary shake her head in denial.
No, it's not that. Did you really forget, Gary?
I swallow when I hear Hay say that. My heart turns to stone with shame. Sorry, I don't know what you are talking about. Even though I remember a little, there is plenty of things missing from memory. Mary closed her eyes and looked down. She looks a bit depressed.
Long time ago, in this very place you did something very special.
I stay quiet. I'm thinking, what could it be? Truth is the only one thing comes to my mind. It has to be that. What else could it be? Do you mean the promise, Mary? I look deeply at her while my heart beats excited. However, Mary doesn't say a word for long seconds.
If you really want to know, you should ask her.
When she finally speaks, her answer leaves me astonished. Mary giggles, surely at the dumb face I must have, and then unexpectedly she disappears. Before my eyes, she quickly becomes transparent until I can't see her anymore. I stay looking at the empty air where she was before for an unknown time. Then take a deep breath, filling my lungs with air, and my heart will resolve. Yeah, I have to find her. I'm mirrored talking with myself. Where should I go? Well, we have only one option. The door squeaks when I open it. I'll say hearing that sound makes me really nervous. I didn't save. Whatever. I swallow and I see the darkness that awaits for me down below. I really don't want to do it, I sigh with that in mind. However, soon enough I arm myself with courage. I can't just sit here and do nothing. I have to investigate. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beat anxiously. Then I start my descent, one step at a time, walking down the thin steps of the stone stairs. I must be careful not to slip. I spend long seconds going down in silence, and begin to think the stairs are much longer than they should. But then I see what appears to be the bottom, illuminated by a faint light. It is funny, they seem to have the exact longitude and to end right when your patience ends too. I shake my head and remove that thought from my mind. Once I reach the bottom, I can barely see what is around me. The only light came from an oil lamp, resting on top of the wooden box. Anyway, at least I can see where I am. I would hate to get trapped here in the darkness. With curiosity, I observe what else there is in the basement. There are many big boxes made of wood and also furniture covered with sheets to protect them from the dust. Surely the basement is where the supplies of the castle are kept. In silence, I get closer to one of the boxes and clean the dust over it, using one hand. There is something written. Ingredients for the witch? When I read that, I feel a chill run down my spine. A scolding witch. I remember before I even realized. My lips moved by themselves at the same time a memory crossed my mind. I instantly take a hand to my hand and look down trying to remember. Yeah, I knew this person. I had just thought that when suddenly I hear sobbing that doesn't stop. All of my body freezes at that moment. I feel really cold. I swallow nervous. My hands are shaking and yet I can't move a single finger. Behind me there is someone crying. Sounds like another woman, but he's crazy. Where did that crazy come from? Anyway, sounds like an older man, but he's crying disconsolate, like a child. I am at a loss of words, can't even breathe. Turning around became from being something simple to an impossible task. My very core shakes while thinking what I could find. But I can't stay like this. I grit my teeth, forcing every fiber of my being. I squeeze the last drop of will I have. And then suddenly turn to where the sobbing comes from. I didn't exclaim confused. I'd seen something, the shape of a man. But it was for just an instant, as fast as a blink of an eye. So much that soon later I began to doubt if it wasn't just my imagination. I blink confused and then notice there is something on the ground. I remain silent, just staring at it for unknown seconds until I finally get closer and pick it up. It is a book. Once it is in my hands, I realize it is in a very bad shape. Part of it is burned, and it also has many red stains. It's the story of a king who lost his head. My lips say the title. It sounds like something out of a horror story. I have a bad feeling about this. I take a deep breath and open it with curiosity. Most of the pages are stained with red and can be read. It also has a strange smell, metallic blood. Our daughter is beautiful. I wish you were here to see her. She plays with the other kids, mixes with them perfectly. Without having anyone tell her, she understands how fragile they are. She reminds me of you so much. I really miss you. Tonight makes it 5 years since I lost you. When you left me, a part of me disappeared too. Nothing seems the same anymore. The days pass without joy and my nights are long. I make everything I can to take care of our daughter, but every time I see her I can't help but think of you, and that makes a hole appear in my heart. I'm too weak. I began to avoid her, ignore her. I didn't realize when the look on the children's eyes changed. Before they used to see me as a friend, like a kind father they could trust. Now they see me the same way they see the housekeeper. I wonder if they gave me a nickname just like hers. Ogre, I guess. I don't feel in the mood to go out. I have been feeling like this for months since the beginning of this year. Outside is so unpleasant, my hands tremble just for thinking on going out. It is the only place where I feel safe. Bad news again. They continue to pile up like snow. I don't even feel the desire to read them. It is too depressing, and the worst part is that I have no one to support me. Everyone has abandoned me. The only thing I have left is this orphanage. A couple of men came today. I didn't want to talk with them. I make that clear. Even then, they told me they would come back. They want to take away from me the last thing I have left. What I feared the most happened today. Again, those strange men came. We didn't talk for long. There was nothing to say. But what little they said was very clear. That his city has to continue growing, even if that means to leave these children and me without a home. Are you kidding me? It is impossible to live with a hole in your heart. I can feel it growing each day, each night. I don't want to lose anything more. My hands tremble. I feel my whole body cold, as if something had stolen my warmth. While I prepare everything, the anxiety grows inside me. It turns my stomach and mind upside down. I'm afraid. I'm very afraid. But it will be easy. It will be quick. I don't have reason to doubt. Before I know it, everything will be over. The rest of the pages are stained with red paint and can be read. Oh, it's paint. Right, sure. What is this? I murmured while feeling my heart become very heavy with anxiety. No, I was wrong. It wasn't red paint, of course not. It has something much more sinister. It's blood. I still get in the loss of breath. After pronouncing the last word, suddenly I feel the chill run all over my back. Just the moment the book warms up so much it felt like a frying pan. I exclaim in pain at the same time I drop it, and then I hear the sound of something burning. I stand to turn around, finding that some of the boxes were on fire. I don't understand why I can't skip this. No, it's much more than that. The fire gets out of control in just seconds. My face goes pale without an idea what to do. Soon the fire spreads all over the basement, consuming everything around me. I can hear it roar. The heat is unbearable, and breathing is hard. My own breath burns me. If I don't get out of here, it will consume me too. By pure instinct, I run to the stairs, forgetting about anything else. The way back feels inexplicably long. It doesn't seem shorter even when I'm walking hastily. And then, when I reach the door, I find out horrified that, without explanation, the fire has spread all over the castle. The living room also burns, but not as intensely as the basement. At least I can breathe for now. It is not a good idea to stay for long. I have to find an exit quickly. However, I still have a big problem. The only doors left are still locked. The main door remained as sound as before. With just one look, I can tell it is a waste of time trying to open it, or not. I open my eyes wide with a face full of incredulity, while looking at the entrance door fully open.
Come, Gary!
Suddenly my heart skips a beat. My body trembles when I hear someone call my name. It shakes my every core. Instantly it came from beyond the door. Nervous, I gulp, and then start to slowly walk towards it without knowing what to expect on the other side. Strangely, the only thing I can see is a white light, as if the sunlight was so intense it didn't let me perceive anything else. I continue getting closer. I don't think it's the exit, at least I think it is so simple. I'm at just one step from crossing the door when I think on that. But this isn't time to doubt. Here I come. That's new, I think. There's a familiar taste on my mouth, one that I particularly hate, that of blood. Everything around me is spinning. There's a lot of people around me. They help me to get out from sort of box made of twisted metal. They ask me my name. I don't know what to answer them. I don't even know how I got here. There were two more people with me. Isn't that right? Sitting in the front row. I know, my head hurts just from thinking about it. Oh, that's a car, okay. Without knowing why, I'm sent to a house on the mountains. A person helps me carry my bags until I'm in front of my new home. There I am welcomed by a man with a bit of overweight and an older woman. I don't know them, but they seem nice with me. The days pass and I remain as lonely as I was when I arrived. I just don't know how to get closer to others. I don't know what to say, I can barely even remember my own name. One day in the backyard, I see a couple of kids bully a little girl. I can't hear what they say, but just seeing that puts me in a bad mood. I don't think before I realized I was already defending her. Nice! The kids get angry at me, tell me things I would find unpleasant, but not one of them has an effect on me. Then other 3 people come and scare away the 2 kids. One of them is a girl with golden hair, thanks me for being brave and protecting Mary. Shyly I thank them. She smiles and then tells me that we should see each other again. The next day, the 5 of us got together in the garden. They friendly presented themselves one after the other. The girl who was being bullied is Mary. She's very shy but kind. Then there are 2 boys, Royer, who is also a bit shy, and Henry, who presents himself full of energy, very unlike the other 2. I guess he's trying to be funny, and he made it since he gets a smile out of me. Finally, the girl with golden hair presents herself as Alice. Royer jokes at the instant, saying it won't carry a name, but Henry tells him that if she likes that name, or it is alright, and they will call her like that. Since then, we started to play together every day, until it became a normal part of our lives. It felt like we would do it forever. Many days passed since then. Slowly the bonds I had with the other kids, my friends, became stronger. I could understand their worries, humor, likes. Mary was no longer afraid of me, Royer was more honest with me, and Henry no longer got angry when I didn't agree with him sometimes. Spending time with them was healing my heart little by little. A time came where I felt I could finally leave my blurry past behind and focus in the present. However, between all of them, my relationship with Alice was the one bloomed the most. We laughed together of so many things, had long chats about so many meaningless subjects. She was very smart and nice, some kind of older sister for everyone else. One day after breakfast, the housekeeper called me. I was afraid she was going to scold me, but it turned out to be the opposite. She congratulated me, saying they have found my parents, foster of course. With fake happiness, I heard her tell me all about it, and later I went to bed without telling a soul, just thinking it meant the end of my days with everyone else. In the end, everyone learned about the news. Mary, Royer, and Heather, each one of them, congratulated me in their own way, hiding a clear feeling of sadness. Alice congratulated me with a radiant smile, however I knew there was something more behind it. A few days later, in the middle of the night, she spoke to me. She asked me to go to the garden where we made a promise. She even gave me something valuable so I wouldn't forget it. What did she give you?
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Yeah, of course, don't worry, it'll be fun.
Worried. But why do you want to play Gary prank?
Because don't you think too many good things have been happening to him lately? Think about it, guys, and well, this prank will be our goodbye if it will be fun.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'll hide the firecrackers. When Gary comes in, we will light them and give him a good scare. Wait a second. Is that why there was fire in the building? You have one scary smile. Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm excited. Mary, did you leave the note for Gary?
Yeah, it shouldn't take long before he finds it.
Perfect. Right, give me the matches.
Here you have them.
Good, now let's hide. Don't make a noise.
I think I hear someone coming.
Good, everything is ready.
What are you doing? I'm very angry at you. This isn't how you should treat a friend. Alice!
Well, shit. What is this? Fire?
What's going on? This shouldn't be happening. Get out of here! Quickly!
Slowly open my eyes and then find out I'm in a big and beautiful garden. I don't bother with finding logic, it simply doesn't have one. In the case right now, that was the least important. In the garden there is a small table with the 2 chairs. There are 2 teacups and a steamy teapot. On one of the chairs, someone waits elegantly for me, with a small and sweet smile. A girl about my age, with long and golden hair, with beautiful blue eyes. With a gesture of her hand, she invites me to take a seat. In silence, I walk towards the empty chair and sit. Then I pick up the teacup and take it to my lips. Delicious. Did you make it?
Huh, yeah, I've been practicing.
It isn't like. The flavor is exquisite, like nothing else I have ever tasted. Alice then looks around before setting her eyes on my face.
I have never shown this place to someone before. I wonder if you think this is old-fashioned or even boring.
She tilts her head after saying that, looking into my eyes with a friendly smile. No, it really is alright. I simply said. I appear to be in calm, but inside me there is a turmoil. My heart beats anxious. I want to address so many things I don't know where to begin. It's not about the garden or the tea we should talk about. After saying that, make a long pause, which I use to see her straight into her eyes. Alice, don't you have anything else to tell me? When she hears me, she laughs elegantly, hiding her lips behind one hand. At some point, she must have learned the gesture. She never did it when we were kids. Alice closes her eyes and nods a couple of times, then puts her elbows on the table and rests her head on her hands. She looks straight at me, and a few seconds later gives me a smile.
You still can't remember your promise?
Her question takes me by surprise. She doesn't sound angry in the least. Her voice is patient and kind. All in here is friendly to me, as if I was in my home. I take a deep breath before answering. My heart seems about to jump out my chest from the anticipation. Yeah, I got. Oh, I remember everything now. How I met you, and Mary, Royer, Henry. The promise we made in the garden will happen later at the fire. I see her open her eyes, wide shocked from surprise when she hears me. I don't like her. She must have waited for this time with all of her heart. Now I can only feel guilty. Once again I have forgotten everything. Once again I had escaped from my pain. And because of that I left someone dear to me behind.
You remember it? You finally remember! How you said you were going to save me when we were older, like a knight that comes to rescue the princess from a dark castle.
Alice is overjoyed. She speaks like a little girl whose parent just promised to buy her a new toy. All the mystery and elegance that surrounded her person died in just an instant. However, I like her more like this. As suddenly, she starts to laugh. She's happy, I have no doubts about that. She laughs just like when we were kids.
I'm sorry, all of this must sound really silly right now, but I never stop thinking about it.
The smile she shows me after saying that hides a sadness. I feel a wave on my chest just from looking at her. It is at this time that, even having all the answers, I feel more lost than ever. What should I do? Should I rush to hug her? Should I ask her to take me back? Should I feel happy or sad? Noticing my silence, looking down and seeing, Alice takes the chance to speak.
I'm really happy to finally remember, but Gary, you left me waiting for too long. The promise was that we would see each other once you were 18 years old, but since you never came, I had to go for you. It isn't proper from a gentleman to keep a lady waiting.
Look up, seeing a playful smile on her face. Of course she's kidding. The only feeling inside of her is joy after finally being together again. I make her a smile that barely lasts a couple of seconds. I look away for an instant, before setting my sight back on her blue eyes. Sorry. I couldn't think of anything else to say. The words taste bitter when they come out of my mouth. I'm sorry I made you wait for too long, Alice.
It's alright because you are finally here.
she answered before taking the cup of the tea to her lips. I take a deep breath only to later let out a long sigh. My chest feels so heavy, as if an invisible hand was crushing it. The truth fills me with anxiety. Alice, all of you lost your lives, right? The silence I hear once. I say the last word is oppressive. Of course it is. An unbearable noise invades me instantly. My hands shake and my heart swells. That question is just too cruel. She looks at me surprised, but soon enough changes to a pair of gentle eyes. Seems she has prepared herself for a long time. With a fragile smile, she simply nods.
This isn't paradise, but you're right. But you should already know that.
I look down, staring at the tea in my cup. I haven't almost even touched it. If this isn't paradise, where are we? What were those worlds I visited? I said after gathering enough courage to look into her eyes. Alice stares me with a smile. Everything seemed so simple for her. I wonder how many times she had thought about what I would say at this moment.
The worlds you visited were created by them. Mary, Royer, and Henry, with little of my help. The forest, the sheep, and the kingdom of the sun. We joined our souls to make it possible.
Hearing that leaves me breathless. Their memories flashed through my mind, feeling so nostalgic as if everything had happened years ago, instead of in a single long night. Then what happened with them after I visited? Are they still trapped inside the world? Once again, the invisible hand crushed my chest as I wait for the answer. Alice shakes her head.
No! They finally rest in peace, thanks to your help, Gary.
It seems she doesn't know how to react, so she simply smiles gratefully. A small and sweet smile, full with a sense of relief and appreciation that warms my heart.
There was a great feeling of pain and guilt in them three, but they were always innocent. The real culprit was my father.
The director.
Yeah.
Alice said with sadness.
In the case, what matters is that they finally could heal their hearts. Their fears, guilt, and pain vanished. We should be happy for them.
Alice smiles tenderly. I see her for a couple of seconds and then look down, seeing my own reflex on the tea. You helped me in each of the one of the words, right? Far too many times it seemed like things were too convenient for me. Truth is, I wouldn't have been able to make it on my own. I remember notes in the forest. How convenient were the objects in the ship and the strange masked doll.
Yeah, that is right,
she said full of pride before sipping tea.
I think it was only fair to give you a little of help. Besides, it is more fun like that, to convert the experience in an adventure instead of just a strange or frightful dream.
I look up to her eyes. The blue in them makes me calm, as if I was watching the sky. No, I'm just lying to myself. As long as I see into her eyes, I feel calm. But as soon as I take my sight apart from them, I'll crumble in pieces. It's just the calm before the storm. Noticing my indecision and silence, I smiles again.
And well, now that the prince is at the end of the road, what does he wishes to do?
Hearing that takes me by surprise. My vessel trembles from the nerves. My body feels weak and cold, as if someone had stolen all the strength from it. All this time I had a goal in mind. Then why am I doubting? The reality is much more complex than it should be. It is more than waking up from a dream. This adventure was a unique opportunity. Seeing them meant more for me than I would have ever imagined. Like a fool, it isn't till now that I realized that. Then I
want to stay with Alice. It is time to wake up.
I mean, technically, if they are all dead. I guess she wouldn't mind waiting a bit longer for Gary to be dead, right? Right, we'll check both options anyway, but I will go with this one. I think it's time for me to wake up. Why didn't I save? Oh, I did. Okay, I'm done. I said from the bottom of my heart while looking straight into her eyes. My voice is soft, almost shy, but honest. I still have things to do, my common parents, goals in life. Even if they seem too simple, I want to go back to my ordinary life. No, to be fair, that's an excuse. Truth is, I know it's wrong. Holding to the past will only bring us more pain. That's not how it should be. My chest feels heavy as lead. There is something more I need to out. I can't be described the infinite gratitude that fills my heart. I recovered something treasure, the memory and love of all of you. But we can't be together. This is just a dream. I don't belong to this place. Our paths separated long ago. The willpower I needed to say that was incredible. How suddenly I speaking had become the hardest thing on my life. When Alice hears me, she closes her eyes and softly sighs. The face Alice makes later doesn't seem disappointed but sad. There is no hate, just the sadness of seeing me go.
I mean, we'll see each other again later. Yeah, don't worry, I understand.
She forced herself to smile after saying those words. Just with seeing her, I could know.
It's not sure that you want to go back. I just yearn to see you again. One last time. With that, I will take your promise as fulfilled.
She extends her hand to me, with the palm up. I instantly understand what she's trying to say and gently hold her hand. It is cold, but it's nice. It's soft. I feel bad knowing that I will have to let go of it soon. Can I change my mind? I want to stay in the end. I look down, close my eyes. I hold my tears. My heart is falling apart. I'm about to lose something extremely valuable, but it is the right thing. There is no regret in me, just a pure desire to say goodbye. I hold her hand a bit tighter and she responds doing the same. For long seconds we stayed like that, without saying a word, as we feared it would ruin the moment. Or maybe wishing it would last forever. It is then that suddenly I realized something. All this time I kept my eyes closed, the world around me was transforming. It slowly became what it should be, leaving behind illusions of a beautiful garden to become. The orphanage, murmured my lips in disbelief when I opened my eyes. It is just like I left before being transported to the magical garden. With my eyes open wide, I observed the fire covering the whole place. The destruction of the orphanage is inevitable. However, there is something strange with me. I don't feel fear at all. The fire doesn't even seem to be hot. I can breathe easily besides all this smoke. It feels like there is a great distance between me and the flames. It's a nostalgic thing about it. Of course, it can't hurt me because I survived that moment. It is the point in our lives where we got separated. But that's not the only thing different. My voice too had changed. I looked down, finding with surprise that my body is smaller. I'm once again a kid. Alice? I called her name confused. When I see her, I find out she too had become a child, the same Alice to my memories. The Alice I fell in love with. But not just that, behind her there are 3 more people. Our friends are there looking at us with tenderness. Time magically went back to give me the chance to say goodbye, the change I could never have. My heart overflows with joy just from seeing it, so much that it escapes from me in the shape of tears. Incredulous, I see at their faces, unable to stop crying. Never before I have felt something so powerful, so full of gentleness, so beautiful. Mary smiles while she hugs her plushie as always.
Gary, thank you so much for everything. I have always been afraid of other people. Thought they were wolves that only wanted to eat me. But now I know there's good people I can trust in my friends. I'm not alone.
You're welcome, Mary. Ray also had a shy smile, but in it I see a strong will.
Gary, I was very afraid of my future. I thought things could get only worse. That I would be alone and miserable and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it. But meeting you gave me hope. Even when everything seems lost, there is always something you can do.
Yeah, we have to be strong. I gulp after speaking. I try to make my voice as clear as possible, but it is hard for me to control my emotions. I just hope it doesn't bother him. Finally, Henry looks at me with a humble smile, very different than the arrogance of a king. In it I only find the gratitude of a friend. Gary. He pauses after saying my name. Before he speaks, I think I know what he wants to say. Don't worry, none of this was your fault. I have no resentment for what happened in the kingdom of the sun. If this is our farewell, I want it to be as it should, like friends. He opens his eyes surprised after hearing me and then smiles. Yeah, you're right. Travis actually was very coward. I couldn't accept reality when it was painful. My unrequited love, what happened in the orphanage, so many things. But I won't run away anymore. Finally, I feel I can rest in peace. I'll ask you one thing. Please don't forget us. You are the only person who knows about us in the world. I'm really glad to hear that. And of course I will. I could never forget about this night. I said from the bottom of my heart. Henry smiles again, and then I notice his eyes point to someone else. They all look at her. Of course, the last person saying goodbye had to be the one who has waited the most for me. Being at my side for a moment, I forgot about her. Now all of my attention sets on Alice. She does her head and then takes my hands. Our eyes meet each other. I see her make a radiant smile, without anything other than happiness in it.
I wanted for us to have an adventure together like in fairy tales. It was unfair to drag you to this world, and also it was to ask all of you to help me create it. But to be able to live this month is for me more than I could ever ask. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and you.
After saying that, she let go of my hands to clear her eyes, and then makes a small reverence at the kids and later at me. She doesn't have to apologize, on the contrary, it is me who's only gratitude for her.
But there's no more need to hold you here. That wish has already been granted.
Alice closes her eyes and puts her hands to her chest, in a gesture that expressed a profound calm. Even when I know she's sad, she looks satisfied. She doesn't need anything more, doesn't yearn for nothing more. The fairy tale-like adventure that we could never have in life. At that moment I hear her cheerfully laugh. My heart melts at that sound.
Gary, look at me.
I'm looking. She calls my name tenderly. Slowly I set my sight on her blue eyes. She looks back at me for unknown seconds. Then, without saying a single word, she surrounds me with her arms in a gentle embrace, pouring in at everything she felt for me. Something that I will never be able to describe, feeling that go beyond words, but they are so warm. It's like if she was welcoming me after many long years. Without even thinking, I hug her back and then close my eyes. My lips remain sealed. I don't need to talk. No word could ever equal such a simple yet pure gesture. Just being together, feeling the presence and warmth of another person is something irreplaceable. We stay like that for a time that feels eternal, until without realizing my consciousness begins to vanish. It was like if I was turning into air. I was simply disappearing without any fear or pain. It's all the opposite. Disappearing felt very comforting, or maybe I should call it going back. I guess that's the ideal ending for this tale. The prince wakes up after reuniting with the princess, to never see each other ever again.
What are you talking about?
I open my eyes, I'll be in my bed, I'm sure of it. I'll hear the clock's alarm, like every morning, hating that sound but knowing it is a necessary evil. I'll go back to college and we'll spend the nights surfing the net. Everything will be normal. After all, this was only a dream. A long dream that lasted no more than a single night. With a weak consciousness, the last thing I managed to see is Alice waving her hand saying goodbye. Her lips say something that I can't hear it. What do you mean you can't hear it? How do you... Are you kidding me? Was she thanking me or saying goodbye? Or maybe saying that she loved me? I know, but not one of them matters. I'm just happy to see her. That image is burned into my heart and memory before everything turns to white. What the heck do you mean you couldn't hear? Damn it! I suddenly open my eyes, confused. My apartment is in complete silence. After taking a few seconds to clear my mind, I look at the clock lazily. It's 1 minute to 7 AM of the morning. In just a minute, the alarm was going to sound. Without second thoughts, I turn off the alarm and then stay immobile. Suddenly, I feel a hole in my heart whilst uselessly looking at the hour on the clock. I hear it, I'm conscious. Somebody's calling it, but I don't feel in the mood to answer. So I let it ring for long seconds and realized whoever it was wasn't going to hang up. I sigh annoyed and then finally stand up. I walk towards the phone and answer the call. Hello, Mom. Yeah, sorry I was sleeping. Thank you, I forgot it's my birthday. No, I'm okay. It's just I'm still sleepy. Yeah, thank you very much again. I hope I can see you soon. Have a nice day.
Bye.
I look down and rub my forehead once I hang up. Yeah, that's right. Today is my birthday. I'd completely forgotten about it. But I think by now it doesn't matter anymore. No gift anyone could give me could ever surprise me after what happened. Or at least that is what I was thinking. However, I was very wrong. I found a note next to the phone. I've been confused while looking at it incredibles. I only put it there, I'm sure of that. When I read it, what it says sends a new wave of tears spring from my... Okay. Well, when I read what it says, a new wave of tears spring from my eyes. Thank you, and happy birthday. The writing is familiar to me. Alice had written it for me. Along with the note was the other half of the necklace. She gave me her half. Now I had the complete piece and I couldn't be any more grateful. This way, I won't be able to lie to myself saying it was just a strange dream. Now I can only think in my thing to do. What? Something that at this moment lacks an importance, but even when it's meaningless, I want to do it. It will be my goodbye. Gathering all of my will, my lips move, just enough to whisper, I'm sorry for being so late. Alright, credits. Okay, we can't skip them. We've seen those already. I want to see the other ending. No, I really want. And I really need to see that other ending. Because in the end, I want to stay in the dreamland there. Connected hearts. Long time ago, in a far place, a prince met a princess. The prince went there after escaping from his kingdom, having lost everything. At first, the prince didn't get near to anyone, feeling a stranger in that place. But as the days passed, slowly he was opening his heart. While realizing it, one day he woke up surrounded by friends. Friendly smiles and jokes followed him day by day. At last, the prince had recovered what he lost, his happiness. He thought of it missing, forgotten hope of ever finding it, but without him looking for it, it found its way to him. However, nothing lasts forever. When the news came that the prince would have to abandon the kingdom, he and the princess made a promise. They promised to see each other again, wouldn't let anything separate their hearts. Now finally, after a long wait, the promise has been fulfilled. Finally, the princess and her vassals can rest in peace. Finally, the prince can continue walking his way without a hole in his heart. Finally, after a long time longer than it should pass, after more distance than there should be, their hearts could connect one last time. Crazy stuff. Alright, that last ending. I want to stay with Alice. I want to stay with you. Before I knew it, my lips moved saying what I was thinking. Alice looks at me with her eyes wide open, incredulous to what she had just heard. I myself am very surprised, but it isn't a lie. Why do I have to go back? All this time I have been thinking that I have to do it, but I never questioned the idea. Of course, there are many things I'm leaving behind, my family, my school, my goals, my life. It's unfair, unspeakably selfish want to stay in this dream world. But at the same time, isn't this a unique opportunity? Just how many people are there that never wished for something like this? The opportunity to visit a new world, to leave behind what we consider a boring, tasteless life. And more importantly, the opportunity to see again the people we considered lost. The only thing that stops me is thinking it isn't real, but in the end, what is real is what you accept as such. All of my memories in this place, the adventures I had, the fear I felt, the curiosity, even the pain, and also seeing my old friends. All of that was real, not one of them was fake. Reality is something so weird. Many times it has been said that even the world where we live could be just a dream or an illusion. Then why can't I call this world real? When what it inspires in me isn't a lie. When I'm really happy thinking on staying in this place. Yeah, I want to stay with you. I said with complete honesty, without the least regret. Always look into her eyes, which seem unable to take it as true. Alice looks down, at the same time she puts a hand on her lips, hiding them in a shy and elegant gesture. She looks so fragile, now she reminds me more of when she was a child. Then I stand up, she does the same when she sees it. Our minds meet each other. Mine full of tenderness, while hers is still confused. Is wanting to say something so unbelievable? I guess this, but it is also true. Are you happy with my decision? Kind of.
No, it's nothing like that.
She looks down, her eyes full of guilt. Seems she wants to say more, but something is stopping her. Don't need to understand it, she never imagined this outcome. She feels it's being too selfish, and truth is, I feel like that too.
Are you really okay with this? Would you leave behind all you have for me?
She said with shaky voice. She needed every fiber of her being just to say those words. She feels guilty for staying with me, but at the same time I know she wants it. Her heart must be about to split in two from that apt. However, mine knows perfectly what it desires. I kindly smile and then extend one hand to her, saying with the gesture that I wanted to hold her hand. Alice doubts for an instant. She looks at my hand and then at my face, wondering if she should do it. Then shyly extends her hand until the shirt is mine. I instantly gently squeeze her hand. It's cold but also soft. I lose myself for a moment in that sensation, simply enjoying having her so close. Then look back into her eyes. More than anything else, what I see in them is happiness. I want to be with you, Alice. I feel we have many things to talk about. There is so much I want to tell you and hear from you. The two of us, since we were kids, we haven't changed at all. That I can know without anyone telling me. I'm sure we'll keep having many adventures. We'll keep having long discussions about subjects without importance, just because it is fun. Alice is crying, she cries because she's happy. This one unexpected ending, the one nobody ever thought it could happen. And yet here it is, before our own eyes. I hold her tighter before we closer and embrace her. It is a welcoming embrace, as if I had just got home after long years. I have a whole new world to explore. Suddenly my future seems so bright. I finally fulfilled my promise, that's the only thing that matters. I apologize to all people I'm leaving behind. There really is no decision that could make everyone happy. But at least I want you to know that I'm happy with this. If with that you can get a lot of peace, then I can't ask for anything else. Thank you for everything you gave me. Goodbye. Huh. Alright, so that's it. So I guess there will be some little story after the credits. I think. And we thought, technically we had all three endings, but like we got them the way that the last one is the one that is like probably the happiest one for the MC, I think. On the other hand, the previous one was also pretty good. Not sure anymore. The leaving everyone behind, like family and so on. Well, technically his new family. It's kinda painful. I think. Oh, there's no... okay. Alright, and what's in the extras? Credit, soundtrack, endings, images. Images? Cool. Endings. There are even more? Are those bad endings or something? Are there bad endings? I think I will find out that by myself. At some point. Anywho, oh, and the soundtrack. And I can play it, okay. I can't get out of here. Alright, anywho, that was Connected Heart. Hope you enjoyed. I'm dropping into the bed now because gotta get up for work. Anywho, we are going to play next. After that, for maybe I'll start uploading it in the middle of Connected Hearts as well. We'll see. I don't know yet. But yeah, next is the game that is a continuation of a certain game we played before. So yeah, look forward to it. Hopefully you'll be there with me as well. Until next time, bye bye. Good night.